John Gill's exposition of the entire Bible, verse by verse. Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. Scripture quote, "And the number of the army of the horsemen," unquote. John Gill quote, "This shows that the four angels before mentioned were men and designed generals of armies, or armies of men, even of horsemen, and manifestly point at the Turks, who were not only originally Persians and had their name, as some say, from, that's Turca, in Persia, and VRP, from whence the Persians have their name, signifies in horsemen. But the armies of the Turks chiefly consist of horse, and what for show and for use. They had generally double the number of horses and mules as of men, and they are very good horsemen and very dexterous at leaping on and off. And the horse's tail is still carried before the general and principal officers as an ensign expressive of their military exploits and showing where their main strength lies, and the number of this mighty army. It is said," unquote. Scripture quote, "were 200,000, unquote." John Gill quote, or 2 myriads of myriads, 200 million, or 20,000 brigades of 10,000 each. That is, a very large number and prodigious number, almost indefinite and incredible, like the army of Gog and Magog, as the sand of the sea. Revelation chapter 20, verse 8. The Turks used to bring, and still do bring, vast armies into the field. In the year 1396, Bajazet, that's Bajazet, with 300,000 men, fell upon 60,000 Christians, killed 20,000 of them, and lost 60,000 of his own against him afterward in the year 1397. Cain Timberland, the Tartar, with 400,000 horse and 600,000 foot, having killed 200,000 Turks, took Bajazet prisoner and carried him about in a cage in golden chains in the year 1438. Amarath entered into Pannonia with 300,000 horsemen, and in the year 1453, Muhammad took Constantinople with the like number. Yea, it is said that the army at the siege of that city consisted of 40 myriads, or 400,000 men. It is reported that the great Turk contemptuously sent to the empire of the Romans a camel loaded with wheat, with this vow by a message, that he should bring against him as many fighting men as there were grains of wheat therein. And it is related that the king of Hungary went against him with 24,000 horse. Dracula, governor of Walacia, advised him not to attack the emperor of the Turks with so small an army, since he went out every day a-hunting with more men than such a number, unquote. Scripture quote, "And I heard the number of them," unquote. John Gill quote, "expressed by some angel, and therefore John was certain of it. Otherwise he could not have told them," unquote. Footnote from the reader. Yes, they're talking horses. Yes, we are in the age where we have tanks and airplanes, cars, trucks, but we also know that the fuel is not indefinite. So will it be horses at the time of Jesus' return? Who knows? End of the footnote. End of Revelation chapter 9, verse 16.